Intellectual property. What's intellectual property? Intellectual property refers to the creation of the mind, such as literary and artistic works used in commerce, and are divided into two categories. Industrial property, which includes patents, trademarks, and industrial designs, and copyright includes the artistic and literary side of works such as novels, poems, plays, films, music, and much more. Copyright. Copyright is a law that protects the rights of content creators' works if they were to be taken by another without permission, allowing the creator to take their rights and control for plagiarism or stolen work, but if the original owner permits, another user can use their works, but under the law of copyright, they can't distribute the work as their own and have to give credit for the use of another's content.
Software licenses. There's quite a large variety of different software licenses out there, and some of them include a variety of different individual licenses, such as perpetual licenses, which once you've purchased the license, you are allowed to use the software as much as you want for the rest, well, forever. A subscription license, which after a certain period of time, say a month or a year, you have to pay a fee to continue using the license. Freeware, which allows you to use the software as long as you abide to the conditions inside the license. Say you don't make some kind of profit out of it or something. And then there's shareware, which allows you to have a free trial to start off with, and then you have to start paying afterwards. Then there's also original equipment manufacturer licenses, which require you don't move the software off of the hardware it came with. And then there's a variety of different multi-user licenses, including volume licenses, which allow you to use the license a certain amount of times. Site or enterprise licenses, which allow you to use the software as many times as you want over a certain area. Unlimited licenses, which, as they sound, you can use unlimited times within your corporation. Per machine, which allows you to install one copy of the software on each computer that you have in your area. Server, which allows every single computer connected to a server to access the software. And per mailbox, which is generally for education users only, and allows each user who has an email to receive one copy of the software.
License terminology. Each license has their own ways to state the agreements between the user and software hardware. The terminology used that is listed is used to convey the specifics needed. There is a vast number of license terminology such as copyright, copyleft, software insight license agreement, EULA, and many other examples below. Legal aspect. There are many legal aspects of intellectual property. However, the biggest known ones are copyright and trademark. The legal aspect of intellectual property is to provide protection for content creator, and for them to have their own rights in case of situations such as plagiarism.
Use of software covered by a license agreement. A license agreement generally states how you're allowed to use a piece of software, so there are a variety of different limitations as to what you can do with it. This includes if you're allowed to change how the software functions by hacking into it and changing its code, how you're actually allowed to use the products created by the software, such as if you're going to sell them, do you have to pay a royalty to the people who have given you the software license, and also the geographical region in which the license can actually be used. Why do we need these software licenses? These software licenses are needed because of a variety of reasons that have sprung up after the creation of the internet and other things to do with how software works. These licenses can prevent the use of copying software freely between different computers, and so it allows it prevents abuse against your software. It also allows you to license your software rather than sell it, and because of this, it means that you can disclaim warranties. It limits your liability, and if you decide to, you can terminate the use of your product at any time by other users.
Ease of reproduction and copy. The ability to reproduce and copy software is extremely easy and is why software licenses and agreements were brought into place. Before there were software licenses and agreements, people could steal and copy software from each other, manipulate the software to do what they want, and tamper with the software however they please. This was not ideal, as nobody could then take credit for their work, nor could they keep their work their own without it being tampered with. Collaborative development history. A collaborative development environment is an online meeting space where a software development project stakeholders can work together no matter what time zone or region they are in. This allows them to discuss, document, and produce project deliverables. The term was coined in 2002 by Grady Bruch and Alan W. Brown. Collaborative development is basically open source code. This is where you're able to take a version of a product's code and fine-tune and add to it. After this, your code is then submitted into a group area where others can overlook your work and decide which parts they want to keep. From this, it will then be put into a production version of the software. Some examples of this happening is the Linux project and the Mozilla projects such as Firefox. These projects were open source, which allowed for multiple people to contribute to the software from wherever they were. From these products, collaborative development has gotten better over the years.
Current open environment of the internet. The current open environment of the internet means that it is easy to find copies of software online, which means that people can more easily try and steal people's software. The creation of software licenses cannot prevent this. However, the person who shared the program original can be found to have broken their license promise, as they're not allowed to do this.
Code and license conditions. License codes can be received online or written inside packaging. The license conditions will usually be listed where the code is found. These conditions include the distribution of the software, the use of the software, and how the software company can revoke your license. Thank you.